College basketball tipping off. We start out Louisiana Tech. Big expectations for Talvin Hester's squad. 6 guys back from last year's 22-win season. All eyes on preseason Conference USA Player of the Year, Daniel Batcho. He gets started early. That's his first bucket of the year. More to come. He finished with 15 points, 8 rebounds. LSUA, though, kept it close till Amari Abram gives Tech its first lead with 5 minutes left in the first half. It's going to come down with back-to-back buckets. First the drive and the finish, then next possession. Hits the three, part of his 13 points. Oklahoma transfer Caden Cooper had 17 points, 9 rebounds. Bulldogs win 77-50.